guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chidiogo. If you see my face for the very first time, you are very much welcome to my channel. Please hit the subscribe button. I would love you to be on this channel. In this channel, I film about my life as a student here in the US. I film about food and interesting topics that I like to talk about here on this channel. So if you like what you see, check out my other videos. If you like now, sorry, there was cup here. It's not 4. I'm coming. That taken care of. Like I was saying, if you check out my other videos, if you like what you see on this channel, please hit the subscribe button. I would like you to be part of this family, and also please share with your friends. Let people know about this girl, this Nigerian student here in the United States. Okay. So today we'll be talking about like the basics on wanting to do your master's program or doing a PhD or whatever you have in mind. Now, being a student, basically the basics of becoming a student in the United States. If you are interested in this kind of topic, please keep watching. Thank you. Okay guys, like I said, we're talking about the basics of becoming an international student or becoming a student in the United States. The one I know of, I'm not sure of Europe or UK or Asia or any other place. I'm sure of the US. Please, people should wait. My hearing, they worry me. Is it changing how I look? I don't know. People know me now, so if I don't wear earrings, it's not bad, right? So now, the first things first is that you need a bachelor's degree for you to become a graduate student here. Be it PhD or master's or anything you want to do, you need to have a first things first, a bachelor's degree. Now, with your bachelor's degree, fun fact, with your bachelor's degree you can have a PhD straight. You don't need a master's. With your bachelor's degree, you can go straight to having a master's like other people would do, like having bachelor's then master's then PhD. But you could have like a master's first before your PhD, or you could have just your PhD straight from your bachelor's degree. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Number 2 point is that you have to know what you want. Like some of us, our first degrees is mostly maybe you know what you want in your head, then maybe our parents help tailor like our choices. But your master's degree, you have the option of choosing what you actually like. For example, you can decide to do your master's in the US here in anything. It's more like you can study. I have a friend that's a medical doctor and she's in College of Business doing her master's in College of Business. Yes, it happens here in the US. I don't know about Europe or Asia, I don't know, but I know here in the US you can decide to switch up. Like I have a friend that is doing that, and she wants to go into the management level of hospitals and all that, so she is going into business. So doing your research properly and knowing what you want is one of the things. Like, okay, for example, I'm an engineer. I did my first degree in electronics and communications engineering, and now I am doing my master's in information technology management. So me personally, I just want to continue the technology line career wise. Otherwise, socially, I have other things, I have other passions, but I'm trying to pursue my career in the technology route personally. So, but you might have something else entirely that you want to do, and it's necessary to know what and actually have a passion for it, not because they are doing it, because you don't want to be miserable for 30 years of your life working a work that you don't like or doing something that you don't like for the rest of your life. I'm not sure you want to be that miserable. That's number 2 points. Knowing what you actually want to study, what you want to research on. If it's a PhD, what you want to do a research on, what you want to improve. I know someone from my former school where I schooled in Ghana. She's here in the US and she's doing her PhD and she's doing a research on microorganisms or something like that. I don't know. If I can get a hold of her, I'll ask her to do a video and I'll post it on this channel for you guys to watch. Number 3 point is actually doing your research again on what city you would like to stay in. Like, United States has 50 states. 5 and 0, 50 states. Now, out of those 50 states, they have some states that are extremely expensive. These states are mostly expensive because of things that are located in these states. Example, Washington DC, that is where the White House is, so it is expensive. Florida is expensive because it's known as a tourist state. New York is also expensive because I think it's like I've forgotten why New York is expensive, but it's expensive. There are some other states that are very expensive precisely because of what's located there. Just do your research. Know the states that are expensive, know the states that are cheaper. Know the cheapest states are usually up north because people don't like going there because it's very cold. So those are the cheapest areas to be in. So if that's where you can afford, because when you check the states you want to live in, it will affect your living cost, like how much you'll be spending on housing, how much you'll be spending on feeding, how much you'll be spending on, you know, basic stuff. That is what it will affect it in a long way. So if you have a plan of how much you want to be spending or what you can afford, it's necessary for you to check within these 50 states which states are most preferable for you. I did not check it. I only check admission. I got admission in South Florida and I ran and came here. I did not know. So you need to actually check. So that is a mistake I made. You should not make it, you know. Number 4, after knowing the state you decide to reside in, it is also important. It is also important to research schools and their level of accreditation and what they are known for in the US. It's not because the school is located in the US, the school is good though. For example, my school has so many perks as in advantages, that people still in the same South Florida, in a private school or even a school close to my school, don't have. There's people in some private schools here in this same South Florida that is as if their certificate is not recognized in Nigeria. You have to check very well. The first thing I said was check the cost. The second thing is check the state you want to stay in. The third thing is for you to check the schools. Now, it's more advisable to go to government-owned schools. Those kind of schools are the best because you are sure they are government-owned and they are very accredited, and their certificates will be recognized worldwide. If you go to schools that the certificates are not accredited, or maybe the certificates only recognized in US and Canada, and it's not recognized in Europe, it's not recognized in Nigeria, it's not recognized in just some places, you are losing money. You're not getting value out of your money. So it is necessary to check these things when you're choosing a school. Do you understand? Do I make myself clear? It is necessary to understand like the perks, the advantages or disadvantages your school have before actually choosing a school. Number 4 is check your finance. Someone will say, what do you mean by check your finance? I'm like, what I mean check your finances? Check your pockets. Now, this tallies to number 2 somehow, in the sense that it's not, so it tallies to number 2 and number 3. Check your pockets, your finances. Who is your sponsor? Number 1, your sponsor. How much is he willing to sponsor with? Number 2. Number 3, the money your sponsor is willing to sponsor with, would it be able to cover your living expenses and your tuition fees? That's number 3. Number 4, it's important to also know that as an international student in the US, you are restricted to working hours. You have only 20 working hours. I think I have a video on it and I'll link it in the description box. You have only 20 working hours. Only 20. Initially, the kind of jobs you'll be getting easily are maybe all these low paying jobs like pay $8 per hour. So don't calculate the money with Nigerian currency. It might be big in Nigeria, but convert it here, it's nothing. Don't calculate it like that. Calculate it with American money when you come here. It's usually not enough. in my own experience, it's usually not totally enough for you to survive like on your day-to-day life. It is usually not enough. So it is necessary to check your finances. And most people are not lucky. I have a friend that was lucky. As she came here, she got a job immediately. I didn't get a job till after like 5 months of being here. After like 1 semester, that's when I got a job. And you have to think of how still not checking your finances, you have to think of how you can help yourself. For me, for one, I started what they call it, I started cooking. That's how I birthed cooking and having a cooking Instagram channel. I cook on Instagram. I cook for go to my Instagram, you see an example. If you see quantity of food, like did I tell you that when I in Nigeria I cooked that kind of food before? I started cooking it here. You have to think fast and ahead. Your finances is something that you have to think about. Now, I for one started cooking because that was the fastest way like I could make money, because I realized that most people here are just, there's no, number one, there was this part of Florida I am in, there's no Nigerian restaurant. Nigerian restaurants, the closest Nigerian restaurant is like 1 hour away. So the Nigerians here are kind of like starved of Nigerian food. So I jumped on that bandwagon and I started that as a side hustle before I eventually got my job. But what I'm trying to say is that you might go to somewhere like Texas, where there are already so many Nigerian restaurants, so many things to do. You might not get an actual job immediately. So it is important to check your finances. Finances is important to check it. Do you understand? Yeah, thank you. Number 5 is, okay, let me not say number 5, let me call it number 4B. Still under finances, check for scholarship opportunities and grants. That will help you. In one of my videos, I mentioned one of my friends, I told them about grants and scholarships, and some of them are really checking on these things. It helps save you some few bucks. Sometimes the money is not plenty, sometimes like $2,005, sometimes it's like $1K, $500. But that $500, you think it's not important? Okay, just research on those kind of things. You understand? The next step is for you to now complete an application. After you have researched on what you actually want to study, how important what you want to study is, if in case you want to stay back, like you have to check the chances of you staying back with what you're studying. If you want to go back to your country, you can actually do whatever you like. But if you want to stay back here, the chances of you even getting a job after school and all that, you have to consider all those things. Then there's something they call STEM. For STEM students, they stay here for, after graduation, you have up to 3 years to stay here before you can actually go back. So you have 3 years of optional practical training, and to help yourself before you can go back. So you have to research the course you want to do very well. It is very, very important. Like I said, number 2 is also check the city, so that you don't come and put yourself inside confusion on your own. You don't know, everything is just taking you unawares. You have to do your research on the city you want to stay. Your finances, check your finances, check your finances, and then complete your application. When you complete your application, after you've completed your application, what are your next steps? Watch out for part 2. I mean, that's how they used to say it. Watch out for part 2. After you've completed your application, what your next steps are. Thank you for watching this video. It's still your girl Chidiogo. Please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.